Katata Tiago Kakali Gabadon 4-star safety rating. Nya Taka Tiago, Bachangan Galikawan Jongpi, Nya Taka Tiago, Nakabanta Jinshangan Kalongi Jongpi, One Chaka Frank Motors Halat Korban Test Drive Menta.
The all-new Tiago. It's seriously fun.
Director General of Police Dr. L.R. Bishnoi Mentagasni ulakam ba kajing syah hatma kajaka ba pelong jylla umentri rangba ke jylla ukondra ke sangma hatura hinin kasni kadai kajing Thmu ban syem wat ya kajing im jong umentri rangba ulaong bah kajing tokit jong kipulit lalap badai kajing Thmu lupa namar ba ki brio kilaiwan ban pinshet iki patba dakaba pinkre ru deki umpnyang syarak ki jing pruit ki sit ki kiat layok kurup ya kakali bakit smam ka umpnyang syarak ki jri siat sim hakabala pinkre hakamit arpulai trek shwa banlong ka jingelang hakasngi babut hakani ka jingja khat nyau tali kentup saw tali ki kali pulit kila julor nalor kisan tali ki kali basenran lang ya umentri rangba kali u MLA ka William Nagar ka ambulance ka bala sya penpat yet nalor ki we ya ka jingja la register kam hakaan ba ka jingshim kanang syakmat ya ki badon kti halo kani ka jingja ki pulit kila pha bo pahra shu shatura ba ka jinglong jingman kala thanda ya menta.
We are here to brief you about the yesterday's unfortunate incident at the Khubor, Tura, where the Honorable CM was holding meeting at Mini Secretariat with 18 number of representatives from the various NGOs, namely your Archie Conscious, Holistically Integrated CREMA, All India Garo Union, All Archik Youth Forum, All Archik Youth Welfare Society, Garo State Movement Council, New Tura Development Forum, United Garo People's Forum. Other than these NGOs, one senior citizens from Tura, one church representative from Tura, one research scholar of the Garo community, and one advocate from the Garo NGOs. So total 18 number of persons, they were holding meeting with the Honorable Chief Minister at Mini Secretariat office in Tura. The meeting started at 3:15 p.m. and it continued till 5:45 p.m. It was a long marathon meeting where the discussions were basically concentrated on the demands by the various NGOs in general and two demands in specific. First, the winter capital at Tura, and secondly, the implementation of reservations oblique roster policy with retrospective effect. So most of the NGOs, they were discussing in a very, very peaceful ambience. So when the meeting was about to over, then suddenly the crowd started shouting slogans outside the mini secretariats. So Honorable Chief Minister sent certain NGO members outside the Mini Secretariat office to convince the crowd and not to create scene there. But the crowd became more violent and they instantly started pelting stones on police personnel, on vehicles, on the buildings. And the NGO members, they went inside and they briefed the Honorable Chief Minister. They also categorically told Honorable Chief Minister that the youth, many youth, they were not the part of their NGOs. They appeared first time at the hunger strike site and they were never a part of any discussions, and the NGOs, they never recognized such youths. So they came first time on the sites and immediately they created scene there. So after that, the police tried to convince them. They became more violent, and after that police resorted to mild lathi charge, and when the crowd did not budge, then ultimately the police fired the few tear smoke shells. And after a great, the actions, ultimately the crowd dispersed after 2 hours. For 2 hours, the crowd, initially they dispersed, formed small groups in the nearby hillocks, and they started pelting stones intermittently. Because of that, it continued for almost 2 hours. So in the whole actions, we had during the post-incident investigation stage, the Tura police, they found that it was the pre-planned conspiracy to attack Honorable Chief Minister and to damage him physically. Why they are saying like this? Because they gathered clinching evidence that money was distributed on 23rd July to some of the youths to create the scene violence there on the sites. Secondly, on the 23rd July, the many bottles of liquors were distributed to the youth, and the many youth, they came with the plastic jerry cans full of the kerosene along with matchboxes and the lighters, and the many stones were lying there, and the tent were pitched, so that is why the bamboos were also available. And on the sports, they started giving inciting speeches where the Honorable Chief Minister was abused and threatened. And they provoked the crowd to cause physical damage to Honorable Chief Ministers, and even they insisted that we can go for the extreme step like murder, etc. So these kinds of the actions of the violent youth indicated that it was a pre-planned conspiracy to cause physical damage to Honorable Chief Ministers. The police maintained restraints for a couple of hours, and even knowing that they are causing huge damage to our vehicles, police did not decide to go for firing to avoid the casualty of the other peaceful youth who were there and taking part in the agitation. You know the totals, the 21 number of the vehicles got damaged. The 4 vehicles set on the fires. Out of 4, 2 were completely burnt. One was gypsy and the second was the Bolero police vehicles. And the 17 vehicles got damaged by pelting stones. Either the glass panes were broken or the body parts of the vehicles were damaged. Out of the 17 vehicles damaged, 5 unfortunately belonged to the Honorable Chief Minister of Karket. The vehicles were parked inside the mini secretariat. The MLA, the William Nagar MLA vehicle was also broken, was also damaged. The Deputy Secretary of Honorable Chief Minister vehicle was also targeted and partially damaged. 2 civil department vehicles were damaged. 4 Meghalaya police vehicles were damaged. 1 ambulance, the ambulance which was carrying the injured police personnel to civil hospital Tura was also targeted, and the side window glass panes were broken. And other than that, 3 private vehicles were partially damaged.